And England right here on DD India. Over the past 4 matches, we've seen sparks fly, tempers flare, milestone chased, and legends tested. And now it's all comes down to this, the fifth and final test at the Oval, with everything still up for grabs.
Absolutely. For England, there's pride in a home series win on the line, and for India, this is a golden chance to hit back to square the series and silence the critics. And amidst the emotional aftershocks of that fiery Manchester test, the drama has spilled over from altercations with groundsmen to off-the-field mind games. But now the talking stops. It's time for cricket to take the centre stage again.
And for the next half hour, we bring you all the action, insights and expert analysis in the build-up to this ultimate test showdown.
Absolutely, Narayan. This is not just a decider. This is a statement. The Oval awaits. The battle resumes and history is ready to be written. So let's get it started. And yes, the latest update that we can give you is the toss has been delayed because of the rain. It was overcast right from the morning and it has started to drizzle again, which means that toss has been delayed.
It's around, I think, 20 minutes and the Stuart Broad is saying that right now the conditions are cloudy and there is 8 millimeter of the grass, so win the toss and choose to bowl. This is going to be the key for any team.
Absolutely, and also England, they have already announced their playing 11. They have made blockbuster changes, wholesale changes that they have made to the playing 11, and big setback. Ben Stokes has been ruled out, their captain, due to shoulder injury. So highest wicket taker, leading wicket taker in the series with 17 wickets. He also made a crucial century after 2 years for England. But yes, a big setback for England. They have already announced their playing 11 and it will be interesting to see what playing 11 Shubman Gill goes with. The one is a forced change. Rishabh Pant will sit out. He has been ruled out. So Dhruv Jurel is likely to play, and yes, Jasprit Bumrah is also unlikely to play in this test match because of the workload management. Akashdeep will come in, or Prasidh Krishna, or maybe someone else.
Shardul Thakur, or you can say that in between choice between the Shardul and the Kuldeep Yadav. But the conditions are here favoring the pace bowlers. Now, with an aim to level the series, the Shubman Gill-led India face England without skipper Ben Stokes in the fifth and the final test at the Kennington Oval in London. Following a sensational match-saving performance at Old Trafford, the Anderson Tendulkar Trophy heads into the thrilling finale at the Oval, where everything's still on the line.
The stage is set for the series finale as both India and England will battle it out in the fifth and final test at the Kennington Oval in London. It's a battle of honor for India as they trail the series 1-2, and the best they can do now is to level the 5-match series. India will be confident going into the final game after batters eventually did their job and bailed them out of trouble in the Manchester test. But questions looms over their bowling unit that has looked quite ordinary for the side. For Shubman Gill's India, it is an opportunity to bounce back and draw level in what has been a highly competitive series. After a few indifferent results in Test cricket in the last 6 to 8 months, a 2-all result in England could be a turning point in the format for this Indian outfit. England, on the other hand, will go into the fifth test without their captain Ben Stokes, who is ruled out with a torn shoulder muscle. His absence is a major blow for England and for Stokes personally, who is the leading wicket taker in the series, scored his first test century in 2 years in Manchester and has been named player of the match in the last 2 tests. Jofra Archer and Bryden Cars are both rested after heavy workloads last week, while Liam Dawson is left out altogether. Oli Pop will lead for the fifth time in Test in Stokes' absence. Altogether, England have made 4 changes from the draw in Manchester, with Jacob Bethel, Gus Atkinson, Jamie Overton and Josh Tongue all coming into the side. After a save for the ages at Old Trafford, the Anderson Tendulkar Trophy now entered its climax at the Oval, with all to play for at the historic venue. For England, It is a chance for baseball validation on their own turf against one of the most formidable opponents in international cricket. Sports Desk, DD India.
Now the toss has been done and England won the
Yes.
toss and will choose to bowl on expected lines. Abhishek?
Absolutely. Captains who have won the toss here, they have decided to bowl first. And England captain Oli Pope, the latest that we can tell you is that he has won the toss and opted to bowl. We have already told you about the changes that England have made. 4 changes that they have made, and big setback for England that Ben Stokes will not be playing in this test. And Bethel has come in place of Ben Stokes now.
Also, Gill losing the toss for the 15th time in a row, a record in itself. But the most important thing is that winning the match, the most important output is to win the match and level the series here. And
we can, I mean, there are changes also. Jurel, Karun Nair and Prasad Krishna, they have been included in for Pant. Pant is not part, force change that we talked about. Shardul Thakur has also not got the place in playing 11, and also Bumrah, because of the workload management, he has been rested. So 3 changes that India has made. Dhruv Jorel has come in, Karun Nair and also Prasad Krishna.
so for Kuldeep, still no place in the team. So let's see what happens. But in the meantime, we can say that Prasidh and Karun is there. So do you think good decision, Abhishek?
I think it will be interesting to see Narayan Karun Nair. He must have come in place of, I'm only guessing, maybe in place of Shardul Thakur or Bumrah. For Bumrah,
Prasidh is there.
Prasidh Krishna is there. So, I mean, it's surprising whether Akashdeep is fit or not, why he's not been included in the playing 11. Arshdeep Singh, he was also declared fit. He is also not part of the playing 11. They have gone in with Prasidh Krishna. We'll go to senior sports journalist Rakesh Rao. Rakesh, good to have you in our show. Rakesh, how do you see the playing 11? Interesting changes made by India. Rishabh Pant, yes, force change. Prasidh Krishna has come in place of Jasprit Bumrah.
See, for me, it was rather surprising to see Anshul Kamboj making it, like last time around. You just fly in somebody, and Prasidh, of course, we know that he hasn't had a great, outing, at least the first 2 outings. But to keep him there and give the cap, a fresh cap to somebody like Anshul was surprising. Yeah. And it was a key game. But then, of course, now that you have just given him 1 match and now you have dropped him. Now, all this, this musical chair in a series like this, it's somehow, I mean, it surprises me. But then again, I'm disappointed, not to see Kuldeep there. Now, I'm not saying that this wicket would have suited him with 8 mm of grass. And here, of course, we know that historically, there was a time long ago when spinners used to have their...
Yeah, Rakeshji, this is the playing 11. Anshul Kamboj is part of the playing 11. No, I mean,
no.
Akashdeep is there. So, yeah, they are also confused. I mean, Akashdeep is there. He's part of the playing 11. Prasidh Krishna, Mohammad Siraj, and Washington Sundar retains his place. And there are 3 changes, like we said. So, yes, Anshul Kamboj has been dropped.
Because once you know that, you don't have Rishabh, you don't have Jasprit, and of course Anshul was in and out. So it was quite obvious that Indians were going to go in with a minimum of 3 changes there. But on a wicket like the one which we are likely to have, obviously you're going to go pace first, and I mean the only option you have is pace there, because you couldn't have gone in with 3 spinners here. So you couldn't have dropped Jadeja, you couldn't have dropped Washington Sundar. So Kuldeep has had to stay out. But looking at the opposition, now this is India's team, India's strength, no matter how depleted it looks like. But look at the English side there. That team looks, I mean, without Stokes, it's a very different team. Plus, they have almost, barring Vokes, every bowler is a new bowler. We know that Josh Tongue is making a comeback because he has been in the series in the past. But Indians can be a little more confident. But England's argument is that we want to go in with fresh bowlers, fresh legs here, because they don't want tired individuals going out there, because the pitch is likely to support the fast bowlers big time, at least in the first 2 sessions here. Oval has always had that thing that, green top, fast
Rakesh,
bowlers.
talk about the previous match at Manchester. We saw that the players from both the camps are looking tired. And if we talk about this match, a long series, 4 matches so far has been played. Will you call it this match a battle of mental strength, mental strongness, rather than the cricketing skills?
Narayan, see, what has happened in the last, say, about 6 days is that Indians have been woken up. It is like Indians don't, no matter how exhausted they were, but the point is what has happened on the last day of the last match, plus what happened a day earlier. It is just that you have just woken up the Indians. It is not that Indians needed a wake-up call, but Indians know that hostility exists. It's like England will go to any corner, they will not leave any stone unturned to make Indians uncomfortable even before the first ball is bowled. So they are playing all these games, which are all okay. But the point is that should steal India's determination. This is a new lot. And I'm sure Gautam Gambhir knows what he had to, share with these individuals out there. He's going to pump them up completely and say that go out there and go for the throat, because 2-1 or 3-1 doesn't make a difference here. You have to win this match at all costs and make sure that you retain the trophy. So go for it, take your chances, and don't be, needlessly aggressive. Like we saw when we were chasing down 192 for, 192, we went needlessly aggressive there. So here there's no need. So I expect Jaiswal to just be a little steady here. And, it is just that build your innings, because we have crossed 350 every single time except when we needed to score under 200 and we didn't. So 350 here is bare minimum, but the point is, given our attack, England has been scoring a little more. So we have to ensure that 350 is not enough here, because England in this series has prepared flat tracks. Make no mistake, these are flat tracks. So if Indians are scoring well, in 8 innings, if we have scored 11 centuries, it definitely shows that we have shown we can bat deep even in England. The point is, the wickets have a lot to do with it. The conditions are not as hostile as it once appeared. But the point is, we have to just keep our heads down. We have a purpose to achieve. Just stay focused and finish the job.
Absolutely. And also, Rakeshji, 7 350 plus scores by India out of 8 innings. That is commendable. And also an update, India, they have actually made 4 changes in the playing 11. Gill forgot to mention that Akashdeep has also come in place of Anshul Kamboj. But DD India's Deepika Mehta is also with us, standing by. Deepika, tell us about the pitch. How do you think the pitch is going to behave at the Oval, although it's overcast? And tell us about the weather too.
You know what, Abhishek, you can see we are in New Delhi and drizzling has started happening once again. And similarly, the weather condition is overcast near at Kennington Oval as well, where we saw the decision, because it was said that the one who will win the toss would probably choose to bowl first. And this is what happened. And Shubman Gill losing it for the 15th of time. And his frustration can be seen when he, just forgot to mention the 4th change there in the playing lineup. However, as you just confirmed that there are now 4 changes, but most importantly, it was really important to see that who goes at number 3. But I think it is Sai Sudarshan, if we can see it rightly. It is Sai Sudarshan who's going to go at number 3. Talking about the pitch there, it is considered as one of the most flatter pitches there in across London and UK when we talk about the different pitches. So there India was really focused on how their batting depth would be more further enhanced, and their bowling goes as it has been there in the 4 tests that we've seen previously. So talking about this with 8 mm of grass there, which is a little bit more grass, as Mr. Rao also mentioned. Oli Pop has been saying that it's going to be a bit of a challenge for the team there, but let's see how the team is going to mention. There is a lot of criticism which has already started being happening across social media on the playing 11, but let's see how Shubman Gill is confident, because we can see a bit of frustration which was asked in the press conference yesterday, if he's really frustrated or if he's really tired about the match. But there is a lot of visible pressure on Shubman Gill right now, and the rest of the playing 11, they have to prove it for themselves, Abhishek.
Rakesh, there is a new bowling lineup for the, especially the pace bowling lineup for the, because as the conditions are conducive for the pace bowling here, so they are going for the all pace attack here. So do you think this new pace attack, in the absence of Archer, in the absence of Ben Stokes, who is the soul of this England team, does this new attack of Atkinson and the way they also bought a new spinner, so do they have the firepower just to restrict this Indian team the way they batted throughout the tournament?
Narayan, see, it's about taking 20 wickets here.
Yeah.
And, this particular attack is fresh, yes. But then, I'm sure Jaiswal would have, would love to just go out and see. And of course, he'll be very happy that Jofra Archer is not there. Because Jofra Archer squared him up twice in 3 innings. So, I mean, we know that, that Indians have every reason to feel far more assured. Because this attack is, of course, still, I mean, if you don't have Stokes there, because Stokes is in form. It's not that Stokes is a great bowler. He's not very fast, but the point is he's so accurate. And he knows how to use the conditions. But in his absence, in Jofra's absence, with, Kars has been rested. So these, this new combination has a lot of work to do. And Indians, riding on the kind of confidence that Indians have right now, I mean, that confidence I'm talking about, a lot of runs behind almost everybody, as I said, 1100s in 8 innings. So you should be able to negotiate this attack no matter how green the grass is. The conditions are pretty flat. Of course, it has rained just now. So negotiate that 1 hour, negotiate that first section. Just ensure that the fast bowlers, at least the new bowlers, go through their spells of 5 overs each. India shouldn't lose anything in the first 10 overs.
Yes.
That is when you start building, and Indians know how to build.
But Shubman Gill, Rakesh said at the pre-match press conference, pre-test press conference, that levelling series with a young squad will be a big achievement. But to level the series, a lot will depend, you think, on Shubman Gill, the way he has been batting. He has batted in the entire series, 722 runs in the 4 test matches, and also KL Rahul, he has been batting exceptionally well. A lot will depend on these two.
Abhishek, given the kind of attack we have here, I think the batters will again have to score a lot of runs.
Yeah.
Having said that, if you need to win the wickets, it is not for Shubman Gill to help India win. India is batting first. Okay, so it'll be the job of the bowlers to ensure that they come to the party. Because the match that we lost, it was not because our bowlers didn't do well. In the last match, 192 was the target. I mean, we should have chased it down. No question about it. So batters let us down for once. But the point is the bowlers will have a lot of hard work to do. And Prasad Krishna, who is now being given another opportunity, I would love to see him bowling up. He's been far too short. On this kind of a wicket, he should know where the length should be. And Prasad Krishna, if he gets his line and length, will be an asset. Otherwise, he'll be a huge liability. And Akash, he bowls with a lot of, guts. But then again, he's also making a comeback. So, the bowlers need to get the act right. Bumrah is not there. Siraj, sometimes, if he gets a little hit in the first spell, then he looks most ordinary. So this particular attack of ours has never given me any confidence from the moment it left the shores of India. But overall, I think they've still done well. I will not be holding it against them. But this is the key match here.
Yeah.
The past is all gone. Indians have to win this match no matter what. So for that to happen, the bowlers will have to take 20 wickets.
Definitely.
So no matter what the batters do, first get those 20 wickets. If you get the 20th wicket, India is winning the match. Simple.
Definitely, when we won India at Edgbaston, we saw as we know that the pace bowlers just take wickets in pair, and in that adversity test we saw the way Akash Deep and the way Shiraj took 17 wickets, hoping that they will repeat that thing. We are also coming back to Deepika. Deepika, in today's match,
वो producer कुछ नहीं कर
Rakesh,
talking about Kuldeep, the way he has been not a part of the team throughout the 5 matches, still he is not there. Do you think that he should have been in this team, considering the fact that his mystery angles comes into the play, even he has the capacity to just turn the ball on the glass top? Rakesh, so why Kuldeep is not that here, considering the fact that after 2 days when the roughs will be there on the left and right, he could have been very useful for the team?
Narayan, not here. Oval wickets up to the 80s used to be, of course, like it used to assist a lot of spin. But what we've seen is in the last 20-25 years, oval is no longer the same. It's a pretty flat surface assisting the fast bowlers. But your question is whether we should have used Kuldeep for the series. Yes. I feel very sad that you took him from here. You didn't give him a match. I fail to understand what happened last time around. In the last game, you had Kamboj, you had Shardul Thakur, but you still thought that our batters, despite their form, our batting needs to be strengthened. That is why a certain Shardul Thakur gets into the team, because he is a bowler who can bat. But he bats more. He takes these odd wickets here and there, but he proves so expensive. So I would have any day gone with, Kuldeep in place of Shardul in the last match. In those 4 matches, he should have been given at least a chance, somewhere, at least, early on, at least in the first or the second match itself. And then if you didn't see what, if Kuldeep was not effective enough, keep him aside. But to take him there, you show me any other team in the world, do they have anyone like Kuldeep Yadav? He is a very different entity. He is not just a bowler.
Rare
he
commodity.
is a spinner. He's a China.
Rakesh, do you also feel that it's difficult to fit Kuldeep Yadav in the mix since Washington Sundar? He has been batting well. He scored 100 in the last game. Jadeja, the way he has been batting, bowling also. You can't take him out of the 11. Is this because of them? Maybe Washington Sundar and Ravindra Jadeja, you can't have free spinners also in the team. Is it because of them that he is not part of the playing 11 and he has not played either of the test matches? Series is almost over now.
Yeah, it is over. He's going to come back without playing a match. But the point is, when you have 2 all-rounder, spin bowling all-rounders, and when they do well with the bat, their primary role is to bowl spin and take wickets. But if they are helping you with the bat, of course, no complaints there. So Kuldeep will lose out in the sense that Kuldeep doesn't bat as well. But then you don't hold it against a frontline bowler. His job is to take wickets. You can't say just because he doesn't bat, he shouldn't be included. But it would have been unfair to drop somebody like, somebody like Washington Sundar or even Ravindra Jadeja, which is almost unthinkable. But the point here is that Indians in England couldn't have gone in with 3 spinners. So Kuldeep's chances were very less. But when you looked at a surface where somebody like Root could spin the ball, Bashir could spin the ball, why not Kuldeep? I think somewhere the team think tank have been a little unfair on him, or they didn't have the confidence that one extra spinner at the cost of a one low order, batsman, a lower order batter, a lot could have happened. You let the batsmen do the job, the batters do the job. Why do you expect the tail to come and support one last recognized batter and you add those 1,500 runs? Test cricket is not played like that. Test cricket means if you have specialists, take them. Play them as specialist bowlers if you have one. Don't look at their batting ability. That is the second option. If they can bat well, great. But the point here is Kuldeep has suffered because of that. I feel sorry for him. Although, after the first 4 games were over, I knew that Kuldeep would not be included because oval doesn't encourage spin as much as some of the other surfaces did.
Right, as you mentioned that it's the surface that is assisting the pacers. Deepika, talking about Shubman Gill, his first time is captaining the Indian team in the test series so far, 722 runs And talking about he can cross multiple records here. Even if you take a look, 5 centuries in a single series, as well as the record of the Don Bradman, 974 runs in a single series. So do you think that Shubman Gill is eyeing that record here too?
I think more than that, Narayan, it is very much important for Shubman Gill to up the ante with the team game performance, because today when we talk about the 5th and final test, which is also, a question of pride for Shubman Gill, because yesterday also when we heard the press conference, he clearly said that leveling the series will be a very huge achievement, though he was visibly very much tired, very much exhausted, very much, out of the track, because there were so many things happening behind the show, behind the scenes. You had different truckers with the pitch curator also. You were having so many questions on the playing 11 changes also. You're having already so many changes in the playing 11 because of the injuries, and you cannot bank upon the injuries that England is having and the fact that Jofra Archer is out or the fact that Ben Stokes is out, because Team India has to perform for itself. And here when we talk about the individual records, all the number of records that we've seen so far from Shubman Gill have been really well, have been, proving his prowess on the test pitches. But today, being the captain of this particular team, he has to prove himself and the entire team, because questions have already started arising on the playing 11 that has come so far. But now let's see how the team is going to perform today. It's going to be a big clash because temperament is already under question there.
Absolutely. We'll leave it at that. Thank you for your inputs, Deepika.
And
yeah, go on, please.
Shubman is 252 runs short of the Bradman's record.
Yes.
So in the Edgbaston, I think he scored 269. Yeah. If he makes that single 200 here, he is capable of breaking that big record.
Absolutely. But Rakeshji, very quickly, at Lord's on final day, 6 wickets in hand, India faltered. At Manchester, 8 wickets in hand, India managed to draw the test. But you think India's morale will be high here, the way they performed the last game, or they'll be under pressure to level the series?
Abhishek, I feel it is advantage India.
Okay.
Because of the very fact that Indians have denied England a victory, that in turn meant this draw is more of a win for India, morally, obviously. The score sheet will still show a draw, but India, the way they batted out the last 40-50 overs without losing a wicket, and in fact, it was like scoring, it's like from 0 for 2. It's like 311 behind, 0 for 2. And from there, if you bat for 10 hours and draw a match, this is like victory for you. So we are coming at the back of that kind of a showing. Definitely India holds the edge. But as I said, we have lost the toss here 5 consecutive times in 5 matches. I'm only talking about England here. Yeah. And it is always the visiting captain who calls. So it is not England winning. It is like, Shubman losing it. So Shubman lost 5 consecutive times. But then I think by this time, the dressing room is quite used to it. They probably know that, okay, we need to go out and bat first. So that mentally, at least Indians are ready for it. But yes, now this is the time for Indians to take advantage of making first use of the wicket. You go out there, ensure that you deny early breakthroughs. That's all you need, because second session is the best to bat here. Yeah. So if we don't have rain interruptions, Indians can just build, and Indians know how to do it. In the entire series, we have repeatedly scored good opening stands. We have got centuries. Our top order is looking good. Our middle order is looking good. What else do we want? It is just that there's a fresh attack. Go after them. Don't let them settle down. But that doesn't mean you play rash shots. Yeah. Settle in. Jaiswal, I still doubt, but somebody like KL, somebody like Karun has a huge opportunity this time. Yeah. And of course, we can actually do this. We can actually win this. I'm quite sure. Yeah.
As you mentioned that there is an advantage India here. In the past also, we saw when controversy erupts, we saw Monkey Gate. After that, India won that match. In England, when Rahul Dravid controversy happened, there also India won the match. And this time, the controversy of Gambhir and the groundsman, we saw that definitely everything is India's side. And the way a new English attack is there, we are hoping that India has an upper hand, as mentioned by Rakesh. Thanks, gentlemen, for joining us. Thanks, Deepika, for giving a perspective of this match. Hoping that India, as Abhishek, we are hoping hoping that it's an advantage India here, as our guest also said. So do you think a win-win situation for India considering the team combination?
Yeah, maybe like Rakesh said, I mean, first session will be very crucial. A lot will depend on Yashasvi Jaiswal and KL Rahul, and the match has already started. The first hour and the first session will be very crucial.
Right.
We'll keep getting you updates on the Oval Showdown. We'll leave it at that. Thank you. Stay tuned for more news and updates. Namaskar.
Namaskar.